Here I am. Hope you are there. The session commences your company required. The usual rules as you're coming in, just click on the click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard if you want to come join me on the screen. But more importantly, click on the like button for reasons of propelling the platform on the YouTube algorithm. And of course, click on the subscribe button as well. So the usual clickings. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chifu fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ mú lóde ọjà o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bá. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe o.
And there you heard it from the K guys. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀ ìgbàlà tiele. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe. Igbala Tele. So powerful and very, very potent prayers by the K guys. So Iku Koniri Wagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. RCCG Political Department. What will happen if Sharia Council considers TINUBU'S advice? A headline attributed to Senator SHEHU Sani. So you will all recall, of course, that yesterday we were discussing the story, TINUBU, because the Redeemed Christian Church of God, they've mandated they formed a political directorate and they've mandated actually every single church to have a political department and a representative that liaises with that political directorate. All of these structures being put in place, of course, for YEMI Osinbajo, his tilt towards the presidency, which he's now telling us is going to announce. So off the back of that, Tinubu goes to his faith and is asking the Sharia Council to institute a similar directorate of a political lilt. So this is what SHEHU Sani is speaking to. RCCG Political Department. What will happen if Sharia Council considers TINUBU'S advice? Senator SHEHU Sani making that headline. So quite what he has to say on that, we'll find out shortly. So what's gotten Tinubu agitated, of course, are Osinbajo's intentions. I will declare my intention to run for president soon. YEMI Osinbajo speaking. So we all know, of course, that he is going to run because his team has been canvassing the entirety of the Nigerian space. They visited Babangida, they visited Gowon, they visited Obasanjo, they visited every single person in between. they've gone through all of the greats and not so goods, and he has a lot of backing and a lot of preference for him. That in this just murky waters that we have as a political field, he somewhat the peak of that murky bunch. So the peak of a murky bunch, I'll declare my intention to run for president soon, a headline attributed to the vice presidential Shibando. Somebody that has declared his intention now getting back in. 2023, ex Super Eagle, ex 2023, ex Super Eagles players pray for TINUBU'S presidential ambition. So a bit of a tongue twister that. 2023, ex-Super Eagle players pray for TINUBU'S presidential ambitions. So dollar bags in play, of course, are nothing else there. So now this a satellite little story from the eastern quarters or the south maybe. Delta 2023, Ibori fires first opening warning to Okowa, others conspiring against him. So this is it right there. You know how it gets within that space, that bottle breaking sort of politics that they play in especially the Delta region. So it's cutlasses and bottles that they use to politics in that space, isn't it? And to the cutlasses and to the broken bottles, Delta 2023, Ibori fires first opening warning to Okowa, others conspiring against him. So quite what the warning is and why they need to issue it are all to be found out shortly. So kick back, lean back, take it easy. As I said, relax. But before you kick back, lean back, or take it easy, or relax, click on the subscribe button if you have not already, especially if you have been hearing me calling you to do it virtually all the time and you're saying that I'm going to do it later. So that later is right now. So do it as a one-off and click on the like button as well, because that just propels the platform on the YouTube algorithm, as we have explained copiously. So as you set about the clickings, let me provide a little bit of musical encouragement. We go to the east and we sing the holy song.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In Yamadika, Yabika Tokwanam Noah. Hey, Anamakele Mazuche Mefo. It's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Namandekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 holy. Namandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Is another savior. Another savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another savior. Another savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another savior. Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another savior. Holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your Madika, Yabika, Okwanam, hey, Anamakele Mazuche Mefo.
And there you heard it, the Holy Holy song from the Dorset Tones of the East. The Dorset Tones from the East are Holy, 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 Holy Nnamdi Kanu, their other savior. This is what they insist in the East. Holy, Holy, Holy Nnamdi Kanu is their other savior. As guys, I bring you this. RCCG Political Department. What will happen if Sharia Council considers TINUBU'S advice? A headline attributed to Senator SHEHU Sani. SHEHU Sani, a former Kaduna Central Senator, has reacted to calls by the national leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Bola Tinubu, urging the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria to create a Department of Political Affairs ahead of the 2023 general elections. Tinubu made the call at the annual National Conference and pre-Ramadan meeting of the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, which was held in Osogbo, Osun State capital. According to him, the move to establish a political wing amongst them would help to mobilize support for the faithful who are vying for different political positions. Reacting, Shehu Sani, who kicked against the idea, said once religious groups in the North create a political department, it will be a breeding unit for fanatical, religiously crafted political ideas in pursuit of a theocratic state. He wrote on Twitter, once religious groups in the North begins to set up political departments, it is not just going to be a department like the RCCG. It is going to be a breeding unit for fanatical, religiously crafted political ideas in pursuit of a theocratic state. I beg, let the sleeping lion lie. So there it is right there. Even without a political department, the fanatism of the religious faithfuls in the north is already something that the Nigerian state is struggling to grapple with. So let them now park religion behind Boko Haram, or let them park politics behind Boko Haram, and then see what that brings us. Thank you, Tinubu, for that dumb ass idea. I will declare my intention to run for president soon. Osinbajo speaks to the space. The race to the 2023 general election is getting hot, with the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The race to the 2023 general election is getting hot, with the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said to This is badly written. This is not, I'm struggling to read it. So I'll read it as it's written, and then you see why I pause at that point. The race to the 2023 general election is getting hot, with the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has said that he will declare his intention to contest the 2023 presidential election when he is ready. Osinbajo stated this through the senior special assistant to the president on political matters, Senator Babafemi Ojodu. Ojodu had led a delegation on a visit to former President Olusegun Obasanjo and the Alake of Egba land, Oba Adedotun Gbadebo in Abeokuta, Ogun State, to inform them about the vice president's intention to join the presidential race. Addressing Oba Gbadebo, he said, Kabiyesi, Professor Yemi Osinbajo asked me to inform your Royal Majesty that when he is ready to declare, he will personally come to the palace to seek your approval and prayers. Whilst welcoming the delegation to Abeokuta, the national coordinator of the Integrated Supporters for Osinbajo, ISO, Otumba Rafiu Odewale, urged the members to spread the gospel of Osinbajo's presidential aspiration. He said the vice president would heed the calls of millions of his supporters to contest and enter the race for the presidency, adding that Osinbajo is not only a tested and trusted leader, but also a talented one. So, an open secret, of course, that the little man is intending to run for the post. So, why don't you just throw your heart in the ring and ruffle feathers a little bit? Because feathers certainly needs to be ruffled in the presidential space. But a person that is just surging forward and marching on relentlessly towards that ticket, 2023 ex Super Eagle. This is I don't know why I struggle with this. 2023 ex Super Eagles players pray for TINUBU'S presidential ambition. Nwankwo Kanu and JJ Okocha, Taribo West, Nwankwo Kanu, JJ Okocha, Taribo West, and other ex Super Eagles players. Let me just do that one more time. Nwankwo Kanu, JJ Okocha, Taribo West, and other ex Super Eagles players have thrown their support behind the 2023 presidential ambition of former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu. In a video of Mr. Tinubu's meeting with the ex-international scene on Twitter, Taribo West, former footballer turned pastor, led the prayer session. We speak to the four corners of these nations. I command them to be arrested, that Ahmed Bola Tinubu's movement could be established. Taribo prayed, whilst others chorused, Amen. Leading presidential aspirant and national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Mr. Bola Tinubu, has contracted the ex-Super Eagles players for a noble I'm going to read this entirely all over again because the flow is just not right. Kanu, JJ Okocha, Taribo West, and other ex-Super Eagles players have thrown their support behind the 2023 presidential ambition of former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu. In a video of Mr. Tinubu's meeting with the ex-internationals seen on Twitter, Taribo West, former footballer turned pastor, led the prayer session. We speak to the four corners of these nations. I command them to be arrested, that Ahmed Bola Tinubu's movement could be established. Taribo prayed, whilst others chorused Amen. Leading presidential aspirant and national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Mr. Tinubu, had contracted the ex-Super Eagles players for a novelty march to celebrate his 70th birthday. Since Mr. Tinubu declared to contest for president in January, several critics have continued to raise questions about his health and corruption perception. Mr. Tinubu returned to Nigeria last October after spending 3 months in a London hospital treating a knee injury. His critics, however, fear Tinubu might end up as another President Buhari, who has so far spent in total over 200 days traveling to London for an undisclosed ailment. In February, correspondents published a video of Mr. Tinubu dressed soaked from behind, eliciting fresh criticism. Days later, Mr. Tinubu's estranged protege, Rauf Aregbesola, who is also the Minister of Interior, derided him at a political rally, saying, wọ́n ti ń tọ̀ sára, an expression meaning they are already an expression meaning they are already urinating on themselves in native Yoruba language. Correspondents had also published series of damning reports on Tinubu's corrupt enrichment via questionable Lagos tax administration through Alpha Beta. Our correspondents also uncovered how Mr. Tinubu's Alpha Beta siphoned billions through shell companies. So that was it. A somewhat needlessly tedious read. I made more of that than I should have. Ibori fires first opening warning to Okowa, others conspiring against him. So we go to the South and the politics there not anymore elegant. In his first endorsement of any candidate for office in 2023 general election, a former governor of Delta State and key player in politics of the state, Chief James Ibori, has lashed out at incumbent governor of the state, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, who is clearly on a mission to reduce his influence in the political affairs of the state, especially within the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP. Correspondents can exclusively report that relations between Okowa and Ibori has dramatically taken a turn for the worse lately, and it now appears that both men will fight to the finish line as we approach the primaries. Ibori spoke yesterday at a political rally in Mosoga, Ethiopia West local government area for Senator Omori, an aspirant for the Delta Central Senatorial District under the PDP. Ibori is backing his long-trusted political associate, Omori, a former two-term commissioner in the state under his administration, whilst Okowa is backing Chief John Nani, a former commissioner of environment and presently an executive director at DESOPADEC. He said, I am behind Senator Omori every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every step of the way. If anyone that is conspiring, anybody that thinks that because I am now a former governor, they want to conspire to disgrace me, God will disgrace them all. So God will disgrace them all is what he has to say. Uh, this is my senatorial district. I am a stakeholder in this party, PDP, and I am a stakeholder in Urobo. This is my place of birth. I am a senator. I am with Senator Omori all the way. Our correspondents authoritatively reported that Okowa and Ibori are also at loggerheads over who emerges governorship candidate of the PDP, whilst Ibori is backing Mr. David Edevie, Okowa is backing Sheriff Obu something or the uh, the usual Greek names. So the Speaker of the House of Assembly, both aspirants are from Delta Central and also favoring Deputy Governor Kingsley, whatever his last name is, and Senator Manager, both Ijo from Delta. So there it is, the usual things going on within Edo State, the Godfather versus the incumbent. This is a story that repeats all the way through the Nigerian space. So let us Let us land on this last story, which is the IPOB space courting already Governor Rada Soludo. The IPOB courting Senator, not Senator, Governor Soludo. Uh, why you must not arrest, jail, kill our members? IPOB court Soludo. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has warned the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, against going after its members. IPOB wants Soludo not to succumb to the advice of arresting, imprisoning, and killing its members in the state. Imar Powerful, spokesman of the separatist group, warned that such a step would mark the beginning of Soludo's failure as a governor. Powerful also cautioned the new governor against repeating the same mistakes his predecessor, Willie Obiano, made whilst in power. He, however, assured Soludo of IPOB's cooperation and support. The group was reacting to Soludo's recent comment that he was willing to work with the group to tackle insecurity in the state. According to Powerful, Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo, in order to succeed, must not uh, Anambra State Governor Professor Charles C. Soludo, in order to succeed, must not take seriously those or anyone, whether part of his government or not, that will advise him to arrest, imprison, and kill IPOB family members in Anambra State. Because if he listens to those criminal political harlots, that will be the beginning of his failure as a governor. We therefore advise Soludo to remain focused on his vision and mission and shun distractions and bad advice from evil politicians. He should not repeat the mistakes of his predecessor, Willie Obiano, who allowed himself to be used by Fulani people to persecute our people. They killed our people in Nkpo in 2016 during our annual remembrance of our fallen heroes and heroines who paid the ultimate price for our freedom between 1967 and 1970, yet the governor never asked questions. Our IPOB is a peaceful movement working hard to restore Biafra independence. We will never give up on our agitation until we are given a date for referendum to decide our fate as a people. We are ready to work with anybody in government who works for the interest and liberty of our people. Professor Charles Soludo is a seasoned technocrat and an accomplished Igbo who should use his wealth of knowledge to develop our land. We are willing to support him as long as he will not turn to a willing instrument in the hands of our oppressors to persecute our people, especially Biafra agitators. We wish him success in office. So there you heard it, the IPOB space cutting Senate. Why do I keep calling him Senator? Governor Soludo. He is a governor, a fully elected and occupying office governor. I could bring you one more story on Nandi Kanu, but it's such a weighty read. I don't know if I want to plow through it. So I'll not plow through that, but instead come into the room and sample the opinions of the esteemed guest, the mighty Ajanle Koko, the elegant Chief Akwelua, and the almighty Thomas One Nigeria. So, Chief Akwelua, you've at last found the Nigerian flag to add on to your Canadian flag. So the list completes.
Don't worry, it still remain one flag.
From your Caribbean home as well.
That's right.
Is it the Caribbean one from the Caribbean?
Yeah, it's still missing one. Anyway, you know, I'm the ambassador of the universe.
Yeah, the United Nations.
Yeah, exactly.
The United Nations. Yes. All right. Thank you, Baba Kure, for joining us. So let's take you quickly then to this politics. We were discussing this yesterday. About a week or so ago, the Redeemed Church, they opened a political department, which they're saying is to give their members political education, but of course, is really to the structures for Osinbajo's presidential tilt. So Tinubu is now asking the Sharia Council to open a similar space for them also to promote Muslim candidates. But Senator Shehu Sani is warning against that, that if this thing starts in the north, it will quickly become a tool to promote some sort of Sharia-based politics to create a theocratic state, essentially the birthing of an Islamic state. Because you will not have a Sharia political department that is not promoting Sharia as the template for Nigeria. So what are you then making of this
So
religion in politics space? Yeah.
okay, now I think you made mention that Christianity also want the Department of
Yes. Adeboye is already setting it, it's already set it up.
okay. That is the problem we are having in Nigeria. You see, when we talk about other Western world, people will say, "Oh, why do you have to compare?" There is no time that we not compare, because in United States, we have a lot of Muslims there. We have a lot of Christians there. There is never a time that because of a political something we have to have a department for Christian. We have to have a department for Muslim. So it just that we're too religious, but do we have anything to show for it? Absolutely not. So if we do that in Nigeria, Nigeria is widely divided already. If the Christian are saying this and Muslim want this and Christian want this, that is going to cause another problem. We have problem already. We are divided by religion and ethnicity. So, and you want to put this one on top of it. So then the country is spoiled already. So they want to continue spoil it without giving regards to those to masses. That is what I see to that anyway.
Baba Akure or Chief Apelua, am I pronouncing it right, Apelua?
You are right.
Yeah, Chief Apelua. So, religion and politics is something that has always, since the beginning of time, been
Yes,
intermixed.
that's right.
But religion, as is practiced in Nigeria, is such a violent and a potent thing.
That is right.
The Islamic faith, they want a Sharia system, and I think they've already started to experiment that in the north.
In the north, yes,
So
that's
if
right.
Tinubu is now inviting them into mainstream politics, they are not going to become liberals all of a sudden. They are going to come with all of that, the aggression of their Sharia system,
that is
and try
right.
to consume the rest of the country with it.
That is
And
right.
this is what Shehu Sani is warning.
We cannot go with that. Neither Christian nor Muslim. We don't want any of the department. We don't even want any traditional belief in the department. Just make Nigeria neutral. Let everybody worship whatever they believe in. So if Tinubu say, okay, well, we want this department, how many votes is he going to get from Christian? Because that one alone has already put cog in his wheel of political ambition. That one alone, because Christians they are not going to vote for him.
Yes.
So maybe they don't even think before they talk. But I think because it's Ahmed, so he's a Muslim, so he want to.
I think it's getting somewhat desperate, Tinubu. There's a smell of there's a hint of desperation to his politics now.
But remember that he said that he will fight dirty to gain whatever he want to gain. So is it fighting for masses or fighting for himself? Because if you are going to Aso Rock to work, you know that it's a tedious job. If not because of you guys are just making money and you want to be ruler, not leader. Why do you have to fight dirty to get to Aso Rock? Why do you have to kidnap? I'm not saying that they kidnap somebody anyway, but most of the politicians, that is what they do. Why do you have to kidnap somebody and use them for ritual to get to Senate to House of Rep or to governorship or to House of State House or to be a commissioner or to be an ordinary councillor? Why do you have to do all that? If you really want to serve masses, you don't need to do that. if truly you want to work for the betterment of the country.
It's unbelievable. But the moment they start to, because and you have to say that it was actually the Christian space that started this. But Christianity in politics is not really anything that is of a major concern. We don't want religion in politics at all. But we
Exactly.
certainly don't want Sharia in politics. Because
Exactly.
everybody knows what Sharia is. It's
The,
just
the,
cutlass, it's just as daggers and stabbing, isn't it?
I think we have a very big problem in Nigeria, right? There is never a time that we talk that we will not talk about our constitution, because if the constitution is not really working good and they just patch it, we will be having the same because if we don't have fundamental of the foundation, let me just put foundation, we will be seeing all this. Tomorrow, pagan will come and they say, oh, they want to have their office in Nasorok too. There's nothing wrong in religion involving politics, because all over the world it happens. But not having, okay, where you now turn a country to Muslim country, or you turn a country to Christian country. In US, in Canada, in UK, all those in these places, they have a lot of Muslims, they have a lot of Christians. No one is above one another. The mayor of London is a Muslim. He's from India. He's a family from India.
Well, no, he's Indian. You can call him Indian. That's how people see him.
So you can see that. So that doesn't mean that, okay, you cannot become either prime minister or whatever. So we should learn how to take politics, religion out of the politics. There's nothing wrong. You go to church that, okay, you woo a pastor for the congregation to vote for you. There's nothing wrong in you go to mosque telling imam that, okay, you want his congregation to vote for you. There's nothing wrong where you go to Yemoja worshiper. I want your people to vote for me. So you have to be in the middle. But you still have to look for their vote, but not just, okay, well, we have to have a Muslim department, we have to have Christian department, we have to have a paganism department in Asoro.
If he's inviting the Sharia people to back him, if he becomes president, is he then going to rule for the Sharias?
Of course.
Because that was what Buhari told us, that he's going to rule for the people who voted for him.
Of course, that is exactly what is going to happen. That is exactly what is going to happen. Well, let's see, but let's just go to the.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Tinubu is a well-known liar. He will say whatever it takes to get in there. If it's to say it's Sharia law or this one, he will say it once he gets in there. That guy is known for not performing on his promises. We all know him very, very well for that.
So what happened to the Christian now?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Because you said it will not. Does that mean that it's going to make Christian and Muslim equal?
Yes, I believe he will run Nigeria the same way he ran Lagos. You know, why would you come from that mentality and go backward? You know, especially with the kind of person Tinubu is. That won't work for the kind of plans that he has.
You can never tell.
But when once the Sharia people get hold of you, they don't let go. You know what they're like now.
What are they going to do at the end of the day?
They will hold them with whatever. They will hold them with Tira.
It's against presidency.
They use Afoshe to hold them.
One man is against presidency, and you know how arrogant Tinubu will be at that point. You think his head is swelling now. Wait till then.
Okay.
Him you use his aggression.
That was what we said during Buhari. We crush Boko Haram.
He will come with his Agberos now. You see now he knows how to coordinate and organize
Agbero will go and fight. Agbero will go and fight terrorism. Terrorism.
That's the battle of the day. As Nigeria is evolving, that's the battle of the day. Agbero versus terrorists.
Okay.
All right, let's wait and see.
Send MC Olomo to Sambisa
Forest.
Yes, MC Olomo to Sambisa Forest. Okay, let me move you on from there to another space, Baba Akure. If there's one thing that's excuse me. If there's one thing that the Yoruba detest is indecision. They don't like indecision in Yoruba. If you are going to be Oshakala, be Oshakala. If you are going to be Oshokolo, be Oshokolo. But don't be both. But Yemi Osinbajo, he wants to be Shakala a little bit and Shokolo a little bit. So will he run or won't he run is the question. But he continues to send his emissaries round all of these high places to canvass them. But when they say he's running, he will send his spokesman to go and deny it. So the emissaries continue, but now it looks as though we might well be hearing from the man directly himself. So Yemi Osinbajo, let's start headline. Yes, I would declare my intention to run for the presidency soon. Yemi Osinbajo speaking, but he's speaking via senior special assistant to the president on political matters, Senator Babafemi Ojodu, and he made this statement to the some Oba or the other, the Alake of Egba land, and this is what he said. Kabiyesi, Professor Osinbajo asked me to inform your majesty that when he's ready to declare, he will personally come to the palace to seek your approval and prayers. So that tells us almost with certainty that because they've been to Gowon, they've been to Babangida, they've been to Obasanjo, they have been to Awujale. So they've been everywhere. So, but when he declares, how would that permutate? So all of this TINUBU noise now, it would just peter away, isn't he? Because he has better language, he has a superior brain, he is younger, and people, if they weigh him up against TINUBU, they will pack TINUBU to one side. Baba Akure.
Well, based on what you just read, that they will pack him aside, you are very right. But to start with, are they not having their convention on 26 again? I think March 26, right?
I think they are still having it as far as we are aware, but it won't happen because the police are striking on that day, so we don't know.
Okay, all these things are just political game. Why is it that very day police want to strike?
This is the question.
Why is it that day? Why they did strike before that day? So they know the game they are playing within themselves. We don't know, because now if the convention is 6 days away and you have not really declared, you have not really come out to declare your intention to be running for presidency. So when are you going to come out to declare it? So now police want to strike on that very day. Why is that day police want to strike? Then for him, for all this
Baba Akure, TINUBU will not come. Osinbajo will never come out. Trust me. I can bet it with you.
Okay.
If TINUBU don't step down, Osinbajo will never come out. They are not born now well. I said it some times ago. Ego flare up. Who is TINUBU? Who is TINUBU? Osinbajo will never come out unless TINUBU step down. I can bet it with you. Continue, my brother.
Thomas, I do not dispute what you are saying, because now for about 3 months now we'll be hearing Osinbajo. Even so, there was a time we saw his poster in somewhere in northern part of Nigeria. They started from there. They came to Lagos. They make noise. There was a time he came out. He said, "Oh, well, he want to run." Then he changed the narrative again that okay, he's not going to run. Now some people are moving from one state to another state now, from one palace to another palace.
Well, the primaries, the INEC timetable, the primaries has to be completed between the 3rd of April and the 3rd of June.
Okay, so you still have enough time.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to make a decision just by Saturday. Okay. But the 3rd of April is only what? It's only 2 weeks away or thereabout. So between that, anybody that is running now, they have to now come, because it's almost as soon as the convention ends, the primary starts almost immediately. So whatever you're into, and they've started selling the forms. So have they bought forms for him? Has he bought forms? So buying the forms, but certainly within the next 2 weeks, he has to show his hand.
Actually, when they buy from, Nigeria always they always life a flamboyant or something. When they obtain the form, they will take their picture and put it on a newspaper that it's also person already obtained his form. That is how all these big parties always behave. Now, I don't want to believe that he already purchased his form undergroundly and kept it secret. I don't want to believe that, because I know when they buy that form, they always put them on newspaper, or they always have news about that. Oh, this wasn't bought form. So let's wait and see. Like Thomas said, I don't really believe that he will go. That is for me.
Well, all the indications are that he will, you know. Why are they visiting all these high places? Why are they visiting Babangida, the Sultan of Sokoto? They visited Babangida, and Babangida said is exactly who he wants. They visited Obasanjo, they visited the Alake, they visited they visited everybody. Nobody visits Gowon, but they visited Gowon.
But the same Tinubu also visited all these people you're talking about.
Yeah, but Tinubu is running now, so that tells us why is Osinbajo visiting everybody if he's not running?
Well, he might just want to put pressure on Tinubu so that they can give him something.
But one man, please, Babakure, is Osinbajo visiting these people in person, or some groups are visiting?
Come on, man. He won't visit them in person as the vice president.
But you can't say that it's Osinbajo that is sending them. Some people may want one man. Let me.
No. Don't do that. Don't pedestrianize the conversation. Look, listen. This is what. Come on, man. This is what is being said. This guy said the vice president told me to tell you, and in a public conference, you know, in front of media, he's telling the Oba that the vice president told me to tell you.
So Thomas,
the senior special assistant in the presidency, he's gone to the Alake to tell him that the vice president told me to tell you.
So we have to go what is in public domain, right? We're not just going to conclude in our own mind. Because if that is not the case, we are expecting Osinbajo to come out and say to us that, oh, well, I didn't send that person to Oba Alake of Egba. So in this case, there's an indication that he wants to run for presidency.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, Thomas is right until he comes out completely with his own mouth. But, I mean, if somebody is, say, a senior person, you know. So.
Remember the other day when some politician went to Obasanjo and said, oh, Obasanjo already give me go ahead that he will support me. Second day, Obasanjo came out that I never said anything of such.
He slammed him down immediately.
Exactly. Yes. So we are expecting Osinbajo, if truly is not running, like Thomas said, to come out and say, oh, well, I'm not running. Somebody just doing that against my will for their own caricature shop or whatever they want to benefit. So I will believe in that.
Baba Kure, he wish running. This is his slot. If he miss this, that is final for him. But Jagaban, Baba Kure, you know what I mean.
You see, you're a little bit right, but not totally. This is just my own opinion. I can't say categorically, but I think he and a few people are waiting to see Tinubu step down. But when it gets to the very last moment, when candidates are about to be picked, and Tinubu is not showing any sign of stepping down, RCCG has already set up a political department or directorate for him. It's not going to just let the opportunity pass him by now. It will give him till as long as he can to step down, and if he doesn't step down, then they'll fight it out.
I think
Osinbajo can fight Tinubu down.
Well, no, they'll fight it out now. You know, it's nothing personal. Tinubu recognizes he has ambitions now. Sorry, Baba.
But for a very long time, I said on this platform as well that Osinbajo would like to run. Way back last year, I said that. Well, but to me, I don't think he has right also to run. Some people may say, oh, well, he's going to be is betraying Tinubu or whatever. We don't really know much what is going on between them, but he has right to contest as a Nigerian and as a Nigerian citizen. So because somebody is Jagaban or whatever, that doesn't mean that he has to step down. They can fight it to the last point. Whoever got the nomination.
Do you agree with those people, Baba Akure? Do you agree with those people who feel that Osinbajo indicating that he wants to run for the presidency is a betrayal of Tinubu. Do you agree with that?
I don't see that. Tinubu himself know that he is old. Honestly, the only problem I'm having with Osinbajo, and I always say it on over here, I trusted Buhari. I would bring it out again. I trusted Buhari, and I was one of those who campaigned for Buhari in 2015, right, or 2014, when Jonathan have to be kicked out. But we eventually he disappointed us. Then the following year, I have to supported SHEHU, but none of them perform. So that is why I don't trust Osinbajo, because somebody that I trusted already betrayed us. Now we know that Tinubu is a sick man. We know that he will be traveling to London. Maybe due to the fact that we know his condition now, maybe he may cut back on his traveling to UK. So that is why. So there is nothing wrong in Osinbajo running for president. He is qualified. Likewise, me, I'm qualified too.
So, everybody, yes, Nigerian, you have the education, you meet all the requirements.
We all qualify. So the issue of betraying or betrayal or whatever, that is just just nonsense.
I don't buy that language either. It is nothing personal now. We're talking about the presidency, or not the manager of some local shop. You know, Tinubu cannot hold it against that guy for having that ambition. And he knows it's only this short window now. If he doesn't go now, he will never go again.
Exactly. And if Tinubu himself know that Osinbajo is agile and he can still move around. He can still go everywhere that he really wants to touch. But Tinubu cannot really do that. Don't let's be deceive ourselves. And Osinbajo is still younger than Tinubu.
But it's Osinbajo the president we want. It just doesn't convince me at all.
To me,
if we speak a lot of grammar and it will look good internationally, it's just grammar, isn't it?
Let me tell you something. One man, he will be so confused like Jonathan. I mean, the same Osinbajo that we're talking about.
If we want grammar, if we want grammar, let's go and get Wale Soyinka.
Exactly.
We don't want grammar. It's not grammar we want.
I am telling you, the man is going to be even confused more than Jonathan. You know,
Jonathan is
so confused. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I don't think so. I disagree with you on this one. Everything else you said, I agree with you 100%. But I think Osinbajo will be effective. I think because some people think, he's going to come and talk grammar and nothing will happen and this. This is my belief, my brother. I can't prove it. Okay,
that's good. That's why I like.
Yeah. I can't prove it. No, nobody. I mean, Thomas, no, you can't prove that Tinubu would do anything good. You can't prove. Sorry. You can't prove that he will. What do you call it? That he will not bow down before Sharia law and give these people even more powers than Obasanjo did. You can't prove that.
I'm using past. I'm using past antecedents.
I can know from his past. I can claim past antecedents of when Osinbajo took over office for a short time, but that is not enough evidence for me to make a case that he'll be highly successful. What I can say is
over a long period of time. Over a long period of time.
Well, that's debatable because some people think Tinubu was a disaster in Lagos. But what I will say is this: I believe personally, from what I've seen of the man's mannerisms, from the way he went down to the Niger Delta and calmed the situation single-handedly. He didn't ask for any help. He went down there, gave them the attention they needed, and brought peace to the region. Everyone respected him immediately. Recently, he went down there for a launch. He's an APC member. The PDP governors.
Is he capable of elegant and creative thoughts? Is he bombastic enough? Is he bloody-minded?
I think he is.
He's not bloody-minded now. We need a bloody-minded.
One man, it will surprise you.
One man, it will surprise you. Bloody-minded.
Somebody that will just say, F it all, do it this way, F it all. He wants to do it by the books, but we want someone that will say, F it all, do it like I say you should do it. Do it
No,
like that.
Woman,
have you ever heard the
It
phrase?
doesn't have
Sanu one
the,
in
the, the
Nigeria now.
you know,
Woman, have you ever heard the phrase that when you walk into a room, it's the quiet people in the room you should be afraid of? Have you heard that phrase?
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Jonathan was so quiet like that.
Jonathan
was so quiet. They fell asleep.
Baba, I remember Jonathan was deputy governor of Bayelsa. So he had, so Jonathan's case, he had that, and when he was deputy governor of Bayelsa, he was a toothless deputy governor. I mean, people that didn't have any say in the government used to tell him what to do. So people could have told you that Jonathan didn't have the necessary spine that was needed. As a matter of fact, he didn't want to run for office. It was the militants in the creeks that told him, if you don't run, don't ever come back here again. They pushed him in there. So, but this guy, I'm telling you, people are underestimating him because he's quiet. That's a big mistake. He has a lot of spine.
No.
He's highly educated.
One of the things that also damns him, he's been a quantity for 8 years, and we still don't know who he is. He's been around for 8 years, and we still don't know who he is, what he is.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to know as a vice president now. You don't really have too much of a decision-making power. You're on a council. That's about it. You serve at the pleasure of the president, so you cannot really do too much. So I think it's unfair to try to judge him. But and in Nigeria, they say it's actually worse for you to resign a post when you serve under a powerful person than it is for you to criticize the person in public. So you look at the situation; he was caught between a rock and a hard place. There wasn't too much.
No, he didn't have balls. But let's hear from the mighty Alexander Gomez, who joins us, his usual cameo appearance. Are you an Osinbajo man, Alexander?
Yes. I know him personally. I'm a Osinbajo fan. He's not a charismatic man, but he's a man that has what it takes to rule over a complex country like Nigeria. Nigeria needs a very intelligent person, and I support Isaac. I always support Isaac. He's a very smart Delta man. He has a lot to offer. Is he going to get it? I don't know.
Is it too smart though? Do we not need somebody that has a bit of thuggery, a bit of
Not necessarily.
We need a bit of Agbero.
No, he can use someone with an element of thuggery and surround him with people like that. But we need someone who could dissect what's going on, someone who could work around the clock. Like we say in America, someone who you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning is readily available. I think he has all those qualities, but he's not a charismatic human being, but he's a first-class brain, first-class high school, first-class university. And I have a lot of respect for him. He's a smart man. He can. I'm not sure he's going to get it, but he can. I think, from all indications, I think it's going to go to that Hausa man. What's his name? PDP guy. I think he's going to be the next president of Nigeria.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that, actually. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. I don't think that TINUBU is going to get this nomination because the big boys are really, really going against him now. So I don't think he is going to be the nominee for the APC. But we need, like I said, you can always quote me on this channel by saying that we have a good country. We need to examine ourselves as a people. What is this man coming to Houston, Texas for with 73 billion naira, which is 83 million US dollars?
Yes, thank you for doing the conversion because I've been struggling to do that conversion.
I know, I got that.
That's a bit of money, That's not even somebody of your
wealth. You already killed the state again. Money.
Who is that? And if he had come over to Houston, I would have met him because I know he's from Anambra. I know the people he was coming to meet. I would have met him. But we don't need people like this in this country. This is a fabulously rich country. You can't loot a country the way Nigerians loot the country and still exist. It just shows you how rich the country is. But we don't have the patriotic, the people who want to come and serve the people. People who will see this in Soludo. I'm praying for him that he turns the state around. That's what we need. We need people like Fashola. Let me tell you something. When Fashola was governor of Lagos State, he only slept 2 hours in a day. 2 hours for 8 years. And that's why he's aged so much. That man is not as old as he looks. That's someone that works around the clock. Not Buhari who says, I only work 6 hours a day or work 7 hours a day. You need people who are selfless, who want to, oh my goodness. I am proud to, I'm not one Nigerian. I'm proud to be a Nigerian because I knew Nigeria when it was at his best. I knew Nigeria, I Alexander Gomez, I got a ticket, a round-trip ticket from Nigeria to London for 17 naira on Aeroflot, which is a Russian airline.
Oh,
17
yes, that's
naira.
long dead now.
Yeah.
Aeroflot. Yeah.
My brother, 17 naira. 17 naira.
17 naira Aeroflot via Libya.
I have a cousin,
and that's within a lifetime. Oh,
and yes,
I don't think you can get that for 170,000 now. Even maybe $500,000.
I have a cousin. At that time, he used to study in US. He will travel to US, get his tuition fee, bought ticket out of it, travel to Atlanta. Then during Easter break, remember it's just 1 week or 2 weeks. He will fly back to Nigeria. Then from Nigeria again, fly back to US. When December comes, you see him in Nigeria again.
It was what was that airline? It was I think it was $99 or $108 at Nara, Lagos, New York. BOAC. You know, I don't understand. If why we are where we are today is lack of leadership and corruption. The country is a great country, and I've had a private conversation with Ajali Koko. The problem we're having on this platform essentially is that people who come on the platform, like the Solis, like the DGs, like this young generation people, they didn't know Nigeria when it was at its fullest glory, where you could go walk into a room and you walk with your head held high because you're simply a Nigerian. We were in the same class, maybe a little bit higher than Saudi Arabia. But we have become the joke of the world because we have had leadership problems all through the last 50 years. And that's a shame. And it breaks my heart. And I hope that we get back to where we were before.
Do you think it's possible that we'll get back there?
It's possible if we get rid of all these old administrators, all this Babangidas and Abdul Salam, all these guys that actually nominate and select people who are going to rule. The next president has already been decided. We just deliberating. The power that be, the old military boss already know who will be the next president of Nigeria.
Because Buhari already told us he has his own name already.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't think anybody is going to be president apart from who Buhari has in mind.
That's what we're talking about. So unless we get rid of these people, Jerry Rawlings style, because Jerry Rawlings was only able to achieve what he achieved in Ghana because he got rid of these old scallywags that were ruling the country. Unless we do that, we're going to be going around in circle. And people like Radio Biafra that come on the channel and talk about Biafra. He didn't even know anything called the Bite of Biafra. So these people don't regurgitate. These people don't regurgitate what they hear on iPod and all this. We need to read our history. We need to know how great a country we are. We need to know that Nigeria essentially is the single greatest black country in the world. Even with our corruptions, even with our shortcomings, it's still the greatest black country in the world. I have children who are my stepchildren. And they're Igbos and they're Rivers. They're my stepchildren. They went to Harvard. They're some of the best students America has to produce. But they're not Igbos. They're not Rivers. They're Nigerians. Essentially, this is who we are.
Yes, sir.
This is who we are. So
there used to be a time that when you heard that dun 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 dun. Your heart just your chest pops up, and then your head tilts up, and then you feel like when you hear dun 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 dun, the opening stanza of the Nigerian anthem. There used to be a time that you just feel a surge of patriotism and pride.
Anywhere you are, you have to stand still. like Alexander said,
that was when we were patriotic. That's what we were patriotic.
Like Alexander said, when you see all these young boys that they come here and they start talking about Nigeria, when they don't even know anything about Nigeria.
No, their champion is MCOLU.
You will be going to school, you hear your national anthem like this, you have to stand still anywhere you are. Even if you are not,
your hand has to be by your side, though. Otherwise, the teacher will flog you.
Okay, but can I say something? All I hear is past glory from
look at that.
From people who do not want to move on. You see that we face.
Solly, so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
No, but that's what they hear, though. That's what they are hearing.
Yeah, but Solly, unfortunately, I don't think you're gonna. Solly, unfortunately, let me say this before I go, because I want your show to continue. Solly, listen.
Hold on.
Solly, listen. Let me speak to you, bro. Let me speak to you. Let me speak to you in my language. Listen. Unfortunately, Yoruba nation. It's just a fallacy and a fantasy. It's not going to happen. So please get real and understand that. Y'all continue with the show, okay?
All right, thank you, Alexander. Get with the program. Get with the program.
To be one Nigeria. Yes, I wrote it here. Forced to be one Nigeria.
So worry. So embrace it. Don't be forced. Embrace it. Change the mindset. Embrace it.
Can I say something? Okay. You embrace it by force now.
Let's hear from Charles and then get back to Chief Akwelua.
You see why you say Nigeria is a joke? Nigeria is a joke. You see why? The issue what people in Nigeria deceiving themselves. We're being deceived. The South are so weak. We're being deceived with this one night. You're being deceived. How can Tinubu be president? Old guy Tinubu be president when we young guys, one good guy, like surely to be president. Tinubu, old guy, to be president of this country. He's old.
But we're talking about Osinbajo now, who is not that old. Is middle aged.
Because we don't the issue. We don't want to hear the truth in Nigeria. We don't want to hear the truth.
No. Are you hearing the truth? I said we're not talking about Tinubu. Do you know who Osinbajo is, Charles?
I would have a shame in Tinubu. I don't care. Tinubu is an old guy.
Do you know who he is, though?
I would have a young guy, the president of Nigeria, than old.
Do you know who Osinbajo is?
Young.
All old guys have failed us. They have failed us.
All right. Okay. So
Charles, who is Osinbajo? Do you know Osinbajo?
He doesn't know who he is. They already told you he doesn't know.
I'm like people.
Yes.
Yes,
the truth is painful, but we have to listen to the truth. So the truth is painful, but we have to listen to the truth. Let's hear some more truth from Chief Akwelua.
Like Alexander said, you see my flag there? Exactly. So we know how Nigeria was. There's nothing wrong, Yoruba nation. If we get it, good. But Nigeria is a good country. Used to be anyway. But I still believe that Nigeria is a good country as well. If we can get rid of all these old cargos and we rewrite our constitution. You see, when we rewrite our constitution, we go back to the one that was really working for Nigeria, where every region managed their own resources. We will be able to hold these people, all these criminals calling themselves leaders instead of rulers. We'll be able to hold them accountable, because the money they are getting is from within the state, not the one that they have to go to Abuja to go and get. And we don't even know how much they are releasing to them. So Nigeria is a very good place. And like I always say, whenever Nigeria get our back together, that is when all the black race, it doesn't really matter either black America, black Caribbean, that is when they will get it right. So let's move on.
Oh, all right, thank you, Baba Akure. So still within that space, JJ Okocha, Nwako Kwano, Taribo West, he led the prayers because he's a pastor now. All of them endorsing Tinubu. So the Super Eagles, they give him the number 9 shirt. So the number 9 shirt for Tinubu.
So he can score very well. So because that is the job of number 9. That's JJ Okocha number. I mean, I think number 9 will be able to score very well. So that's okay. Because they don't know what they're supposed to do. Right now they're so confused as well too. Like our rulers. I'm going to remind them of George Weah of Liberia. they are in the same group. So Kano now or Taribo West and Okosha or Tijani Babangida and Co. or the Super Eagle 1994. So they want to tell me now that they cannot have somebody among themselves who can become president of Nigeria. Is that what they are telling me? How you see, that is why I refer them to George Weah of Liberia. So they should follow.
This is what we're saying, though. Do you remember when Mikel Obi went to endorse?
Kelechi went to
Yaya
Bello.
Yes.
Right, it is just money making. They want to grab whatever.
Can you blame them, though? You know, this is the opportunity now.
Yeah,
cut it while you can. You know.
Yeah, they want to grab. They want to grab it. Whatever they want to grab, so that they will get their own share. Because they know maybe next 8 years they will not get anything.
Isn't that a part of our problem also?
That is what we are saying.
These boys are collecting 100K per week, 200K per week. They are still coming to collect money from Yaya.
No, they are retired though. Yeah, so
Kelechi is not retired.
But Okocha, etc. They are.
It's still a problem though, one man. So this is part of the problem of the people.
No, it's not a part of the problem of the people. Sorry, this is what I was saying to Ovie the other day. It's important, yes, to develop sports, but education and having a solid foundation is also important. One man, most of these guys, yes, they've been able to go abroad because they play good football and all this stuff. But I promise you, I promise you, you'll be shocked at the education level of these guys. Okay. So they have nothing.
No, I don't think you can say that. Some of them go back to school. They become
some
engineers.
of them. One man. Some of them.
How many of them?
I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I'm saying you're saying some of them. You're right. But the truth about it is, you will be shocked. Some of them they play football, and then when they finish, because they don't have that educational base, there's nothing to go back to. So they have to rely on all these little things here and there, endorsing people.
He's very educated. How did he go and endorse Yaya?
I'm not talking about Kanu, my brother. I'm saying I'm giving examples of a lot of these footballers as part of the problem. Yeah.
Question: Do you live abroad?
That doesn't matter.
Wait. Because normally you want to make an excuse and say this one and that one. Would these Westerners do this?
I live in Najegunle.
I live in Ogbomoso. I stay in Ogbomoso. 45 minutes from Ilorin.
But these Westerners won't do it. Let's not.
Won't do what? Won't do what?
Won't do the same thing.
That's a lie.
Even
that's a lie.
Okay, tell me one of example that
Kobe
Covington from the
Kobe Covington, UFC fighter. He automatically challenges. He automatically supports Trump. He bought his book.
Who is that?
He wears the MAGA hat.
Who is that basketball player?
No. I will give you more examples. I will give you more examples.
Sorry, hold on, Sully. You don't keep steaming through. Hold on, Sully. Who is that basketball player with that puts his ex-player now? If it's a ladies man, he has thoughts on his rings.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, he endorsed.
Yeah, this is what I'm telling Sully. What's Sully talking about? I can give you more examples.
You know?
Let me give you more examples.
Wait,
if you be quiet for 1 second, I'll give you more examples.
Paid to endorse, so.
Paid to endorse. How do you know whether or not they got paid?
They got paid because they paid the charity match afterwards.
Sorry, he's assuming that because they are in the West, they don't collect money.
Okay, but now you know they've gotten paid.
But I'm saying I'm not even saying whether or not Kanu or Kocha got paid. My point was Baba Akure was making a point about George Weah and George Weah going to run for office, and this guy should aspire to that level. And I agree with him. And I'm saying that part of the reason why we don't see more of our footballers trying to do greater things outside of football is because a lot of them don't try to establish a good educational foundation. So even when they finish playing football, they have to rely on taking handouts. I mean, there's no reason why Mikel Obi should be
stop making blanket statements and generalizing.
Oh my God, are you listening to what I'm saying?
Listen first.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Hold on.
You listen now. Are you doing
Sorry, please don't make me have to set you to the back now. Let people talk. When you're talking
about when you're talking about most of them, all these things.
I said a lot of our footballers, my brother. I said a lot of our footballers.
What does that even mean? Do you know how many of them have you?
Because I don't have the actual numbers, so I'm saying a lot of them.
Wait. Before do you know how many of them finished their careers and they went to look at someone like Sunday Olise? Is it Mikel Obi you're talking about?
Okay.
Even the Kelechi Iheanacho you're talking about, the guy is.
I didn't talk about Kelechi. You see, you're taking my words out of context.
So
I didn't specify anything about Kelechi.
Most of them right now, in fact, more than 90% of them have gone further and educated themselves, and they are much educated. They have even schooled. They even did programs abroad. So why are we talking that?
All right, on the NDBC, let me just reply to you. Sometimes
it's just from Igbo now. He doesn't care now. He just from Igbo. So don't worry about that.
CBD. I'm going to reply to you, right? Sometimes we can travel to abroad. We can miss with people. We can study abroad. Even you go to school in Nigeria, you can go to school and the school you go through the school system, but the school system did not go through you. So either way, they may have even got their master's degree or even doctorate degree, but that might not reflect in them. So
including the professionals or the career politicians in Nigeria, it's not reflecting. So why are we going to the education angle? It's nothing is reflecting, including the ones that are calling themselves professors.
We're not even talking about education for athletes. We're talking about Eagles endorsing.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not a matter of.
One man, let me jump in. In CBD, you're interjecting without any basis or foundation. You're just jumping in the conversation and you're misquoting. You're misquoting. You're over here talking about Kelechi.
I don't want
calling anyone's name. Listen, my brother. The fact of the matter is, majority of the guys, and I'll back this up.
Where did you get your majority?
Wait. If you'll be quiet, I'll give you several names. Let me ask you a question. When Rashidi
make sure none of those names are
wait. When Rashidi Yekini finished playing and he went back to Nigeria, can you tell me what he was doing in Nigeria before he passed away?
Can you tell me what he was not doing?
No, I'm asking you now. Since you want to defend the point I'm making, I'm going to ask you a question.
And you
need to come up with an answer.
Okay, let me answer that. I don't know.
You don't know exactly.
You tell me what he was.
Wait. Let me answer the question for you.
Guys, he was not doing 2 hours.
He was not doing anything. And when he passed away, they could not even fully honor him. His wife had to collect money later on after he had passed.
Okay,
I'll give you another example. Wait. I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example. Since you people want to come and jump here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, let me give you another example. Let me give you another example.
But the problem is that we are generalizing.
Let me give you another example.
And making a
listen. I will give you several examples of most people that have played for Super Eagles today. What are they doing? If they're not coaching football somewhere,
what are you trying to defend?
You're defending
the point I am making is that they are not aspiring to greater things.
He's gotten umbrage for being called out. That's it.
No. The point I'm making, these guys are over here talking about things they have no idea about. The point I am making is that they are not aspiring to greater things because when they went to Europe, they did not fully develop themselves, and a lot of them left Nigeria at an age where they were just finishing secondary school. This is the fact.
What is the result?
This is the fact. And the point I was making to one man, you guys don't even understand the point I was making to one man. The point I was making to one man was that we had a debate about education being part and parcel of sport development when Ovie was here. You people were not here, so you don't even know what we're talking about. You just open mouth, they talk nonsense.
Okay, but
now I'm saying.
All right.
Calm down.
Opening mouth to try to jump in. Don't do this and don't do that. You don't even know what we're talking about.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's abandon that and get back to Baba Akure.
Militant, here.
Militant. Who is more militant than you? You have a gentle voice, but a very potent. Nobody is fooled by your gentle voice. Anytime
anyway,
you come with a cutlass.
Whichever we turn it, is either they go to Europe, like I said, and Europe didn't go through them. So I am because when I read about it yesterday, I was so vexed, right? I am expecting one of them because they are still young. They are still very, very young. Rather than you endorsing somebody who can even be your father, why don't you go out? This is the same youth we're talking about. The same youth that we're talking about every single day. When I say on this platform that even the so-called youth, they are not ready. In as much that some youth can be getting 500 recharge card. So what do you expect? It is Tinubu the Nigerian youth want. Then he will rule them. So that is it. That is my submission.
All right, thank you, Baba Akure. Aizon, when you said Etim, I wondered if we were going to mention Etim Essien, who was far my favorite Nigerian player of all time.
He was amazing.
In his prime.
He was amazing.
Him for sexual, just fantastic.
Yeah.
God, it was better than Okocha.
He was amazing.
Oh God.
I see what happened to him. One man. Look at what. Unfortunately,
he was caught up in the glamour life now.
Yeah, he was in Belgium. He got accused of rape. He got sent back to Nigeria, and because he didn't have the point I'm making is not to chastise, it's to say that we have to do a better job of taking care of our youth because we don't provide them with enough foundation. So if one thing doesn't work, they can always move to another thing. That's the fun. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And thank you, Baba Akure. Baba Akure, for reasons of time, let me go on to Ajanle Koko, who is also with us. And let me take Ajanle Koko back to politics and the introduction of religion into politics. You will say it's not really an introduction, that is a time-standing thing, that religion has always been part of politics. But do we want religion in politics the way Nigerians do things in excess? So the Redeemed Church, they've created a political directorate to put structures in place for Osinbajo, and Tinubu is now asking the Sharia Council of Nigeria to create equal measure to support him. So Islam versus Christianity is how Tinubu wants to play it out for the primaries in the APC. What are you making then of this potent mix, religion and politics? Ajanle Koko.
Good morning, everybody. Afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Religion into politics is very dangerous. It's going to bring more problem to our political space than bringing solution to it. One man, I don't know, the Redeem, did they specifically mention that they set up that political department for Osinbajo?
No, they did not, and they would not. But they've just now, over the last 4 weeks or so, they've set up a directorate of politics because they said that their members, they cannot be ignorant of politics. And they not only they set up the directorate at their headquarters, and then they mandated every single church to have a similar sort of political department with an appointed person to superintend that space and from that follow through back to the directorate. So they are essentially creating a structure for politics. And of course, Osinbajo indicating to us, so you cannot divorce the two. So essentially, that is the reading. At least that is what people think they're trying to do.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to read it that.
Ajanle Koko,
hold on, Thomas. Okay.
No, I want to put something to Ajanle Koko. Even that meeting, when they are doing that meeting, they were holding banner for Osinbajo at the back of that meeting. I saw it when they are doing the rally.
Okay. I don't want to read it that they specifically set it up to promote, for Osinbajo presidential bid. I don't want to see it like that, because if they are setting it up as a directorate within the church, organization, that means that it's going to be a permanent directorate.
So, one of the mandates of the directorate is to promote anybody within the church that is seeking political office.
That's where I'm going. So that is why I'm saying I don't think it's for Osinbajo specifically, but it's to promote and to promote their members, particularly Christians across the country, credible ones among them, to go into politics and bring in a new knowledge, a new way of politicking in Nigerian politics, because we have seen this criminal politician, what they have done to the country. So if the church is now saying it, that it is high time for us to stand up and rescue the nation and use the church good and credible members, to go into politics and back them up. I don't see anything good in it. But for them to now launch it publicly is, to me, is very, very wrong. They could have done it in a more quiet way that won't be open to the press, it won't be open to the media, and they just do it. And anytime that they feel they have a credible Christian, whether it's a member of the church or not a member of the church, that they want to back as a Christian, they can use that organization to back that person. And they can use that organization to mobilize the middle class that we are, that are known not to be participators in politics, that are known not to be voters in Nigeria. So they should have done it quietly. They should have done it quietly and not open it to public. And doing it, launching it publicly, is what TINUBU responded to by calling on the Sharia Council to launch their own in opposition to the Christian one. So what this is going to bring now to us as a nation, since it has gone public and it's going to go wild, it's going to be a different thing entirely. It's not going to be good for us. They're going to go to the extreme about it, and the nation will further divided along religious line when it comes to candidate for political offices in the country. So that is the way I see it. It's not going to. They did wrong by launching it publicly, and the response of the Muslim now to it, that means we are going to have divided country. We are further going to be divided along religious line, and it's not good for the unity of the country. Meanwhile, for the TINUBU that call on the Sharia Council to set up a similar directorate, did TINUBU actually done that, or how? What happened? One man, I'm not sure if TINUBU will have done that publicly.
As ever, these pronouncements are not often directly, because people will say, "Oh, did Osinbajo actually tell you he wants to run for president?" So this was TINUBU made the call at the annual National Conference and pre-Ramadan meeting of the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, which was held in Oshogbo, Osun State. So I think it spoke via somebody. It's usually via some person that is representing them at some. Yeah. So I can't quite find the name of the person that spoke on his behalf, but it was on behalf of.
Well, my own interpretation to that is that it looked like Tinubu is feeling some pressure. It looked to me that what the Redeemed Church have done has put a very huge pressure on him, and him too responding and calling on the Sharia Council to set up such a directorate shows that he's feeling the heat. He knows the weight that Christianity or Redeemed Church of Redeemed Christian Church of Christ carries in Nigeria, and is so desperate to get for that position that is pursuing. Is so desperate, and they want to get it by all means, and that pressure is too heavy on him, and that's why he has gone through that desperate channel by calling on the what do you call it, the Sharia Council to set up similar in contrast to the Redeemed Christian Church of Christ. So it shows to me that is facing heat, and is desperate as well. It's a position of desperation. That is response. That is the way I view it. He has Osinbajo. I mean, for the church to set up that directorate to back Osinbajo and every Christian, for their political ambition, is going to rattle his political empire, and he knew that, and that's why he has gone that desperate line, calling on the Sharia Council to set up a similar. It's very bad. It's going to bring a new. It's going to take us on a new dimension, a new dangerous course in that country, and we are going to further divided along religious line in our politics, in our politicking in that country. It's a bad move.
Oh, all right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So let me acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat before I go on to the next talking point. And it says this to Aizon. Aizon uncharacteristically lost his cool. Wow. So yes, I noticed that as well, as Aizon's voice started to quiver as they put him on the spot. So that is unlike Aizon, usually as cool as a cucumber, but then when you pressure him, the voice quivers. So yes.
Alexander, don't mind these people, Jay. You don't want to give me high blood pressure.
How dare they call your what's the question? How dare they? The audacity of insincerity. Look at that. So thank you for that. So let's move you on quickly. Ajanle Koko too. We're still on Osinbajo. So he now saying okay, actually, let me skip that. Let me go to the ex-Super Eagles player praying for TINUBU'S presidential ambitions. Some of the names that we've known and loved all the way through, Kanu, Okocha, Taribo West led the prayers, and all of them said amen to asking for celestial support for TINUBU'S presidential ambitions. So this juggernaut that is Tinubu, there's no stopping it. The obas, the politicians, the footballers, the wives, the children, and the daddies, everybody on the Tinubu train. So what are you then making then of the Super Eagles giving Tinubu the number 9 shirt?
I don't know what impact they are going to make in for their support for Tinubu presidential bid. I don't know the impact. I don't know who. I don't know whose vote they can sway for Tinubu, because these people are people of the past glory. They have no political base in the first place, even though we can call them our former superstar. But I don't see they are people of the past, and they are not they cannot really help him in anything. It's just to a show of publicity. It's just a show of publicity by inviting them, and they cannot make any meaningful impact as far as I'm concerned. Are they members of APC?
I think when they do these things, it's essentially to tap into their cycle of influence. So they want to tap into their circle rather of influence. So whoever follows and admires Okocha, Taribo, etc., those are the people that he wants to it's just sweeping up everybody as much as he can, essentially, is my reading of that. So he just wants to tap into their circle of influence.
Yeah, I don't see them as I don't know who they represent in the first place. Their time has passed,
and also they have followings in the youth space, so that is a youth move.
Well, maybe I don't know if they still have space in the youth move because.
Well, no, I think they're still very much admired amongst the youth who follow sports.
Okay, Jonathan did it. Jonathan did it.
So go ahead, Angelico. Go ahead.
You want to say something?
No, I just want to say, they have sometimes, some people don't pay attention to politics. They just kind of go, they don't even listen to anything that happens, but they follow football and they worship some of these guys. So they might just see that, JJ is endorsing Tinubu. They'll say, okay. Then tomorrow when the time comes to vote, they'll say, well, JJ thinks he's okay. They will just go ahead and cast the ballot for Tinubu. They don't pay attention to anything.
Remember that footballer that came out for Buhari that told us even if he has NEPA bill, that NEPA bill guy, he was one of the premier voices that pushed Buhari in 2015. Is one of those Eastern footballers. But no.
Well, Jonathan did it in 2014. He failed. He carried all these, what do you call this, Hollywood stars. All of them were jumping up and down, supporting Jonathan. How many votes did they give to Jonathan? Jonathan still lost.
It's not votes that made Jonathan to lose. And what all those people were jumping for, were they wrong? From the result now, were they wrong or were they right?
That is not the issue. Jonathan lost the election.
So I'm telling you that if it's by free and fair election, I don't think Jonathan will lose.
The election was free and fair. Jonathan was the one that conducted the election. What do you want to say? He lost 2014. Don't let us go back to say it's not free and fair. Jonathan lost the election. He was the one in charge of the election.
True. I forgot the Southwest, one man's people. You guys are the one that gave Buhari I remember.
You are coming again. You are coming with your sentiment and this thing. Don't go that route, man. Jonathan lost the election. Whether Yoruba people voted for Buhari or not, he lost. Don't let us be crying as if they rigged the election. He was the one in charge of the election. He lost it. So Jonathan paraded all this Hollywood star. They lost the election. So this one coming to parade the old glory football star. Let's see what is going to just like Aizon said that yes, some people because of their love for politics say they can see Okocha say Okocha is supported to yeah, it might work, but these footballers, if I am a PDP publicity secretary, I will slam them immediately. I will start a very strong campaign against them that they are supporting the party that have destroyed Nigeria, the parties that failed to secure the nation. All their promises before they came to power, that they failed to, and we rob this player with them, that they are supporting criminality, they are supporting injustice, they are supporting economic disaster and hardship against the nation. And we bombard them and rope them up with all these things and destroy their image completely. They're supposed to know better. When Nigeria was giving them the best of the best in their career, was it the way Nigeria was run? I will start attacking these people that are jumping into APC and backing Tinubu. So it is obvious what they're going for is their own share, their own money. Their own money. Money is going to flow in this line. We will rope them up seriously. So they are very insensitive to the plight of the people for coming to declare their support. They should stay away. This is the time for them to stay away and campaign for the rescue of the nation, for better candidates for that country. So them coming out, it just shows that they don't care about what their people, their teaming supporters across the country, the problem, the hardship that they are going through, they don't care about it. And it's just unfortunate. You know, this is where party operate. If I'm the publicity of I will call world press conference, I will lambast and I will open up the problem that Nigerians are going through and the youth Nigeria are going through, and I will call on the youth of Nigeria not to back these people because these people doesn't love them. What have they done to improve the life of the youth in Nigeria? All these players that they are trying to follow Tinubu now, what have they done? Each of them should come out and tell us what they have done to improve the life of the youth in Nigeria. We have to ask them questions. And what has Tinubu done in the first place for the youth and the sport in Nigeria? He should come and tell us. Why are they backing him? They should come and tell us why they are backing him. So it's just unfortunate that we don't have a vibrant press. We don't have even the press, some of them that want to speak, they've been gagged, they've been bought over, they cannot speak. What is going on in Nigeria is not democracy. It's just a sham. It's just nonsense.
All right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, for reasons of time, as you know, it's a short session in the afternoons. So let's go on from you. Let's go to World Peace and let's take him to where he's most familiar with, to the creeks. So let's go with you to the creeks and speak to you about the politics of your people. So this is Ibori that you guys come to champion all the time. Ibori fires first opening warning to Okowa, others for conspiring against him. So I have a little soupçon of where he said that. So let me just present that, and then you share your thoughts on what he has to say. So let me just give you a little feel of what he said.
I am behind you, Senator Mori, every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every step of the way. If anybody that is planning, anybody that is conspiring, anybody that thinks that because I am now a former governor, they want to conspire to disgrace me, God disgrace them. This is my senatorial district. This is my senatorial district. This is my place of birth. This is my place of birth. I am a stakeholder in this party. I am a stakeholder in Robo. Nigeria. I am with Senator Mori all the way. Your Excellency, the former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Ibrahim, represented by Abigo. That's my job. The chairman of this occasion, very distinguished personalities, global elders, presidents, our youth, and women present there. I want to assure you that on this occasion, it is again Senator Mori support. I know you will. I guarantee you that he will perform beyond expectation. Because we know him. We know his capacity. Yes. We know what he can do. We know his reach. We know his recognition. We know how much network he has. Yes. We know he's a household name, not only in Delta, but in Nigeria. Yes. And that seat defeats Amoro. Please join hands with me to support him to go to the field. Yes. I know some of you in your various houses are probably thinking to challenge him.
So there you heard it, world peace. So what is going on then in the creeks, the Oba Tokpeye politics? What's going on? What's that all about? Godfatherism?
I don't really know. Like I said, it's not everything I have answered to. But I will please beg Izon to help me out. Please.
That was what do you call it? He's probably speaking in Ogara, in what do you call it, in Delta State, and he was talking primarily to an Urobo crowd. So you can tell that he was addressing. You can tell he was addressing his people over there and trying to let them know that he's still interested in politics. It sounds to me like he was trying to. He might be trying to run for senatorial office. From listening to him, because his power has been watered down a lot.
Are you on daddy duties? Are you on?
Yeah, my daughter is worrying me. Maybe small.
No, she's not worrying you. She wants her daddy's attention. But I'll carry on here.
No, but he's clearly. It looks like he's campaigning. He wants to come back into the mix. He wants to come back into the fold. He's talking to his constituency in that area in Delta State. That was the predominant Urobo crowd. As you can see, he was speaking Urobo and he was talking about everything that they do and saying that obviously it seems like he feels he doesn't have as much power. So he's worried that he might be losing some clout in that area. But it's funny because Ibori should be in prison. There's no way, ifs or buts around it. He should be in prison at this point. He shouldn't be addressing crowds in Delta State talking about they think because I'm a former politician, I've lost my power. It just goes to show the impunity in Nigeria, unfortunately. But the one thing in Delta State that he still has a lot of say in who aspires to certain offices, unfortunately. Because that's still a thing. And it's part of the problems in my state.
The thing is, Governor Okowa's tenure has come to an end, and as ever, the battle on who succeeds him. So Okowa has his candidate, Ibori has his candidate. Ibori tried to defend his godfather position in that state, and Okowa trying to tell him it's just a repeat of what goes on in all of the states. We saw it with Obaseki. And Okowa trying to tell him that there's a new paradigm. So it's that battle. So that's why he has come out now in this rather punchy diatribe to assert his dominion still over that space. But how that plays out is just it's just a repeat of what goes on in all the states. The godfather versus the outgoing governor.
Yeah, and I will say this to you, one man, watch this Delta State space for this next gubernatorial election, because the agreement that the deputy governor in Delta State is from is an Ijaw man. So, and the whole push by the Ijaw National Congress in Delta State is that the next governor of Delta State to be an Ijaw person. So there is real agitation already brewing, and there's some kind of gentleman's agreement that that's what's going to happen. So if and Okowa has agreed, because Okowa has his deputy from Ijaw land, and Ijaw people are pushing for this now. So if there's any kind of thing that comes in and Ibori tries to maneuver the thing out of that agreement, there's going to be a real problem in the state. Very big problem. So, and Warri, as we all know, will be the battleground, as always is the case. Because it's where
Wafi boys.
Yes, Wafi, because that's where all of them meet. That's where the Ijaws, the Shekiris, the Sokos, the Urhobos, they all converge in that place. And it has different local government areas. There's Warri North, Warri South. So all of them, they're there. And I just hope...
Can I ask one question, please?
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Why does it seem like some, not everybody, but some Ijaw people, why does it seem some of Ijaw are very tribalistic? Because before now one man have said that your people...
Egba Alexander, can you see why sometimes it's hard to keep your cool in this thing? But go ahead, my brother, go ahead.
No, not in a bad way, in the way I mean is that
they are tribalistic, but not in a bad way.
Just look at what was happening with Ijaw youth. Every day, these people are marching in Port Harcourt that they want their own person in NNPC. Is the oil only coming from Ijaw land? It's coming from the whole Delta, including even Edo and the Ibibio and Epic land. So these people every time they'll be marching in Ijaw, you'll be hearing them shouting, Aizon ho, Aizon ho. What is the problem? Can't they just collaborate with... Okay, look at what is happening between the Shekiris and the Ijaw till tomorrow in Delta State. So, I'm not saying everybody, please don't get me wrong, because one of my favorite politicians, Jonathan, is from there. And I've seen a lot of people, that I'm just saying some, especially the people that put themselves in some kind of public positions. Some of them are really, I don't know if they are using it as a disguise, like all these Asari Doku, all those people. I don't know if they are using it as a disguise to just benefit themselves, but they are playing the tribal card or something. But I don't think that any of that is genuine, if you ask me. I think they are just using it, and I think they appeal to the sentiments of their own people, so they are just taking advantage of their own people, because you understand. So I don't know.
Well, I'll ask you this, right? You talked about what you've seen them doing, which is the agitation. The question I'll ask is, do you know why they're agitating? Because some of these situations, you have to understand. I don't know how many Izon people you've interacted with.
For example, sorry, my bro. Sorry. For example, look at if you're protesting against someone, like maybe you're saying that the Ijaw people, like I was listening live to the news in channels where they were interviewing those Ijaw youth. I don't know, the Secretary General of Ijaw, somebody like that. Then before you know, they are saying that Ijaw people must take over there. So I'm asking myself, all these things you guys are campaigning against Ibibio and other, those people are not the North. Those are your.
Wait. Okay. I see what you're saying. Let me say this to you.
Like someone like Godswill Akpabio, that they wanted him like out of.
Yes. And let me say this to you. That Akpabio case with NDDC, that's what you're talking about. That case, Akpabio should be out. Buhari, and this is part of the corruption of the Buhari administration. NDDC has been filled with corruption for decades. The communities, a lot of them, majority Ijaw, that were meant to benefit from the NDDC have not benefited from the development. Buhari comes in, he promises that he's going to fix all this stuff. He turns around and gives Akpabio, someone who should also be in prison, by the way, from Akwa Ibom, head of NDDC. NDDC is meant to have a board of directors that goes ahead and the board of directors comes from different parts of the Niger Delta. This guy has still not instituted a board. There's no board. So what's happening now is the Ijaw youth, and the people you saw protesting were with Ijaw Youth Congress, have been protesting because they're like, listen, our communities are not receiving the benefits of what they've received. There is no board. This man has taken his friends from Akwa Ibom and put them into positions of authority in NDDC, and so they are protesting. And that's why I was asking you before, that a lot of times when you see these people protesting, it's always a good idea to see why they are protesting. Because let me tell you something that happens in the Niger Delta. In a lot of these fights for agitation, Ijaw people are on the front lines. While the ones that go agitate, if we're not agitating or protesting, they are in the creeks with guns. But most of these other groups, when all these organizations were formed, the time when there was all pollution, before they came up with amnesty and all these things, when they were just raping the resources from the area and nothing was coming back, who were the people that went and formed MEND, formed Avengers, Asari Dokubo, Ijaw, Tompolo, Ijaw? All these people were the ones that went to fight. Now, the benefits that the other places in Niger Delta are getting today is because Ijaw youths went out there to struggle. While Ijaw people are very peaceful, but a lot of times, if you carry us inside one kind of corner, you might not like what to come back. But a lot of times it does, and that's the situation in Nigeria. And a lot of time when you see the agitation, is because, as usual, they might be trying to pass them over in one situation or the next. Like in this case, one more thing. This case in Delta State, right? There are 4, you might even argue 5, but those mixed with the Soko. There are 4 or 5 Ijaw local government areas, right? You have Urobo, you have Usoko, you have Igbo, you have all these groups in Delta State. And Ijaws are the only ones in the state that haven't been governor, right? It's not like Bayelsa, where it's almost 100% Ijaw. You know, they are the ones that have rarely become governor. So the agreement has been that this is what is going to happen. You know, no one is agitating now. But with these things happening, if they try to pass over them and they play political football, you just read the newspapers. There'll be another problem that will come up.
All right, thank you, Aison. Really, in CB, they was only trying to make trouble. I
was not. I didn't argue after his explanation. Now, I didn't argue. The only thing is that they should stop threatening, because all these things they like talking. Look at the same way Asari Dokubo is talking. Hey, if you don't give us, we'll see what we don't. Stop threatening.
One man, this is coming from someone who is pro Biafra, by the way.
No, I told you, he just wanted to poke at you. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to poke at you.
It's okay. You see, you're my brother, no problem. We don't get problem.
But you see the difference. Even if you say I'm like that, which I am not, even if you call me that, the difference is that we are saying all of you, everybody, we are all one. But you guys now are talking about Ijaw nation, Ijaw what, for you know this type of thing.
Oh, all right. Okay, thank you. So let's go to Bia. So Bia, are you still with us? Oh, we don't have Bia anymore. So
I'm
let's
here.
go. Okay.
Don't be ahead.
All right. Thank you, Bia. So Bia, let's take you then to this space. Ex-Super Eagles players pray for TINUBU'S presidential ambition in 2023. So the names in contention, Kanu, Okocha, etc. So why are your people endorsing the Jagaban of Bogu for president? What are you making then of that headline? Why are your people endorsing Jagaban?
Do you see why we have qualms here sometimes? It's about language and tonality. Just ask me a question about those people. It's not about your people, my people, or who. If someone is doing something that is wrong, it doesn't matter where they come from. They should be condemned. Okay? This goes along to any footballer, regardless where they come from, any celebrity that should be using their gifts and the things they acquire from gift. Because most celebrities, people support them to make them even popular and they sell that way. So without their fans, they will not grow. So they need to give back to the society by taking the right steps and supporting the right causes to help, make the layman on the street and ordinary people on the street have a better life, regardless whether it's a footballer or a singer. Now these footballers have started. It will soon be the singers. It will soon be the actors. Having a gift, a talent, becoming popular, a celebrity is not a crime. They should lead by good examples, regardless where they come from. I don't really care where anyone comes from. They should do the right thing. I don't support what they have done, regardless whether they are Igbo, Fulani, or Hausa or Yoruba. Okay? So that's my take on that.
All right. Thank you, Bia. So let's go to Solly and take Solly to the east.
Are you done with me?
Yeah, because we are 2 hours in, so I'm going to shut down in about 5 minutes or so. So just want to, yeah.
Is Aizon that took most of the time today?
Yes, it's always Aizon, it's a grammarian, isn't he? I would like to hear
for you.
I would like to hear a debate.
Aizon and Izibidi no go finish this fight. I mean,
Izibidi na my brother. Na my brother do that.
Make una no fight, I beg.
Izibidi is the I don't think Izibidi is even more militantly Igbo than Nnamdi Kanu, and I never thought that was humanly possible. He's more militantly Igbo than Nnamdi Kanu in CBD. But he has this gentle voice that he tries to fool you with. CBD is hardcore. Are you not hardcore in CBD? You see, now he runs away. So go on. You see,
I'm saying.
One man. I have a question for CBD. A serious question.
Okay.
CBD.
Yes, sir.
So what are going to be the consequences for the former Anambra governor that just stole? How much did Alexander Gomez say?
$83 million.
He stole from Igbo land. Igbo land.
Wait.
What are you people going to do about this?
Please stop this your tribalism here. Which one is stole from Igbo land? What of Ibori? The one he stole. Which one?
He stole it from Anambra now.
Are criminal. It doesn't matter. We should condemn all of them. Don't separate this one by tribe and say this one. One tribe is more criminal than the other. Come on, man.
My sister, if he stole it from Lagos, I would say he stole it from Yoruba land. But now Igbo land is different from.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they come from. It's wrong.
But now Igbo land is different from.
Doesn't matter. Thief is everywhere. When you are a criminal, it doesn't decide your tribe.
So I should just say he stole money. I shouldn't say he stole it from Anambra.
Oh yeah, you just say stole from Anambra. That's okay. But don't say Igbo land. Just say Anambra.
1 minute. Aizon, you know that money that man stole from it ripples not just on the Igbos. It's gonna somehow consign other parts of Nigeria.
No. It was meant for the development of Anambra now. It wasn't for the development of Oyo now.
So I want to ask you something now. I want to ask you something.
Let me say something on that.
One man, wait, please, in CBD, please wait. One man, what I'm trying to say is that now,
settle down.
One man, if this man stole this money, it's meant for Anambra's development, yeah? Let's say now that money goes into good roads, and you, one man, goes to Nigeria, to Anambra to do business, and the road is bad, and you don't get to your business schedule. Has it not affected you? So what I'm trying to say is that when there is one bad water, one bad egg dropped somewhere, it will ripple around and touch other parts of Nigeria. So crime in anywhere, in any tribe, is bad. That's what
my sister Bia, now who get the money, I beg? Clarify for
me. Wait, Aizon, let me just say something.
Nigerians and tribalism. That's why your country is so wretched. A very terrible country. You people are very tribalistic. All of you, well, from A to Z, both Igbos or Yorubas or even Fulanis are better than some of you.
No.
But Bia, what is so hard in answering the question without
getting? Let me say something now.
Let me tell you something.
Wait.
So you go to Lagos and see how Lagos women speak. You will know that I'm calm. Even here,
I want to go and eat Sunday rice, so we can wait first. Let me tell you guys something.
But Bia, what you just said is very tribalistic.
How do you mean? What did I say?
That go to Lagos and see how Lagos talk. You
were
trying to caution me. You were trying to caution me
but
last time.
isn't
I
that
tried to make peace.
tribalistic?
No.
Isn't
You were
that
trying to caution
tribalistic?
me.
Yes or
You were trying to
no? Yes
caution me,
or
and you said here
no?
people were
Yes or
bullying you and
no?
shouting at you. Even though I
Yeah,
tried
that
to make
was
peace
very
with you, you're telling me crap.
tribalistic. That was
Stop
very
it.
Aizon,
tribalistic.
I'm not
Yeah, that was very
tribalistic. I'm
tribalistic.
telling
That
you, go
was.
to
That
Lagos
was.
because I've been to
That
Lagos. You come to
was.
Ibadan, you come to
It
Nigeria.
was.
Anywhere in Nigeria,
You are still
women's
being
voice are loud.
tribalistic. But you are still being tribalistic. That is tribalistic, though.
My
let me
sister,
ask
no,
you.
my
Let me
sister, no
ask you.
vex, no
Let me
vex.
That's
tell
not
you
tribalistic.
something.
This is all Aizon's voice.
And
This is where you were
sorry, I want
leading
to
us
say
to
something.
Aizon.
You
Now
know
you
that
have
hug
it.
I gave you that day and the peck. I take it back.
don't want.
I'm taking it back.
I don't want.
Let me tell
It
you
was
this.
even a mistake. You were even lucky that I gave
Bia,
you. I
wait
take it
now.
back.
Bia, just a minute.
But
You see,
yeah, how can you complain
Let me
about
tell you this.
tribalism?
My sister, no vex, no vex, no
Listen,
vex.
But you
Aizon.
use it also. Eh?
This Aizon, no one listen. No, this is the
Solid.
Are they here? Are
militant,
they here?
Don't poke me.
militancy
Don't
we are
poke me.
talking
Don't
about.
poke
But
me.
I'm telling you facts. I'm
Which
using
Aizon,
fact?
listen.
facts.
Which fact?
Bia, hold
Even
on.
when
Very
one man is
tribalistic,
talking, you
though.
two open mouth. What do you mean by
Bia,
fact?
hold
What
on,
But
please.
fact?
Sorry.
Based
that
on
is
what?
not an argument.
Bia, don't
Shaggy, who
get
is
angry
arguing
with
with
him,
you?
That
Jerry.
is not
You
an
don't-
I'm not
argument.
angry. He's trying to wind me up. What do you mean?
All right, we are
It's not
sorry.
an
We are sorry.
argument.
I'm even apologizing on behalf of the German. So what I'm trying to say is this: this thing that we are talking about, the governor, the former governor of Anambra, and all that. If you ask me, I don't support most of these guys. They are corrupt. It's not a new thing. Everybody knows. But this whole EFCC and all this charade they are doing, this thing is just geopolitical and political shenanigans that these guys are doing. Because at the end of the day, if that guy had joined the APC, you won't see him anywhere in EFCC custody. Look at the one that they caught red-handed, Ganduje of Kano. Where is he today? You know how many people have written petition about Tinubu and submitted evidence and everything? Where is he today? So this whole thing is just political and geopolitical shenanigans that these people are trying to.
Shenanigans.
That's why I'm looking at. That's why. Forget about the grammar. Forget about the grammar. That's why I'm almost very any Igbo person that come out and tell me that they stole our this governor deserve whatever. I usually look at those Igbo people as not well.
In CBD, did the man thief? Did the man thief or not?
Sorry, thank you,
It's not a matter of they should catch. Why will you catch only one thief when it was almost 20
all right. That's
thieves that
always where we
stole?
end up. All right, thank you, gentlemen. So we've gone past the 2 hour mark, and you all know what that means. We have to round off to reconvene in the evenings. It never seems sufficient enough time, however long we spent together. But let me just spend the rest of the time to acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chats. His super chats to speak first to that TINUBU space. Tinubu bribing his way all the way to the presidency. He's not going to be the next president. He has absolutely nothing to offer. We need credible leadership. He's not fit for purpose. Step aside, Egmont. So that is a damning verdict from Alexander Gomez, a true Lagosian, of course, unlike Tinubu, a citizen of no mean city. So Alexander condemns Tinubu via super chat, but he glories in the company of all of you. So it condemns Tinubu but glories in all of your company. I just love the personalities on this platform, and I echo that as well. Every single person, I'm a fan and I hero worship all of you. So that is it, and there it is. We reconvene in the evening. So we carry on the conversation as ever. You don't know what to expect, and that is the beauty of the system. So I'll leave it there. Carry conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.